Hey, coming up on today's podcast, we're going to talk about Nikola, the hydrogen truck, not the scientist, and amputation risks. Be aware. Watch out for eating coolers that like to eat fingertips. We're going to talk about that. Jaguar, they're coming up a little short on sales. Tesla, they're running children over. Guess what? Iowa, they're going to pass a bill on Karens. We're going to get into that a little bit. You'll enjoy this one. Ford Mustang, one specifically, a very famous one, gone in 60 seconds. The Eleanor. Keith's got a nice little surprise on that story. And then the 2026 Cherokee makes a debut. Finally. All of that coming up right after this. Hey, everybody, welcome into this podcast. Number 172, say hi to my good friend, Keith. What's up, bud?
What's happening, everybody?
Welcome in, man. Welcome in. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Welcome back.
Good to be here. I don't have that one.
Ooh.
Don't. I've got lots of other stuff, but I don't have that one.
We need Vinnie Barbarino. That's what we need, man. What's up, Mr. Carter? Some of that stuff.
I would, yeah.
Absolutely. Remember that show? It's a good one.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Good. How have you been?
Cheesy.
Started watching Paradise yet?
I have not started watching Paradise yet.
What the hell are you doing here?
Whew, that's true. There's so much stuff to watch out there.
Oh man, but
I
this
can't keep up with
is it's there. It's at the top. It's
you're gonna
be one of those the minute that you start, I'm gonna know because you're gonna be like texting me going, bro, thanks.
Yeah, all right. I'll get into that. I definitely will. I know I keep saying that, but I will. A very busy year for me. Heck, it's a very busy year for you. Even, I mean,
there's a lot going on. Yeah,
it's craziness, man.
Yep.
And I don't even have teenagers in the house, man. I can't imagine what your life's like.
It's
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
little Bill Withers there in the background.
I like a little Bill Withers, man.
Yeah, we're at the difficult teenager stage. It's not anything anybody else hasn't dealt with, but
that's the part of the cycle, man.
Yep.
Right?
I got a pretty good dang old idea what's going on. I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah, so all right, everybody, for those of you joining us if this is your first time in, thank you and welcome in. This podcast is called The Counter Show. We get into a lot of pop culture stuff. This is mobility centric. I've just moved away from calling it automobile centric. It's all things mobility.
It's anything, man.
Kind of like you would discussions you would get into at a parts counter back in the old days.
Right.
Talking with your friends about interesting things, but inevitably there's always some mechanical conversation that finds its way in, right?
It happens. It's the way it works.
So, that's it. And depending on how you found us, if you're listening to this, there's a YouTube version with video. If you're watching this with video, we're on all your favorite podcast feeds. We're on all your favorite podcast feeds, up to and including Spotify, Stitcher, Apple,
Amazon.
Yep, Google, YouTube Music now, all of them.
How did we get so famous, man?
Go to the website, partscounterguru.com, click on the podcast links tab.
Easy for you to say today, man.
I'm not even drinking either. That's the worst part about all this. So,
It's a new genre, podcast. We're on the podcast.
Right.
So, man.
But let me just quote the late, great Colonel Sanders, who said, "I'm too drunk to taste this chicken."
Oh, like I told you before, I'll never be too drunk to taste chicken. Give me all the wings in the house, man.
Did you know Dave Thomas, commonly known as the founder of Wendy's, was a partner of Colonel Harlan Sanders?
I do know that.
See, we're already into counter show topics here.
Yep. I do know this. Said colonel was not really a colonel.
Yeah, he's kind of like Elvis's Colonel Tom Parker, same thing, right?
Yeah, just give him, like Papa or something.
Right.
Instead of calling him Papa,
right?
They called him Colonel. So Papa Sanders doesn't sound as good as Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, can we just give ourselves titles? Is that well, this has been going on for a long time.
Long time. Interesting year so far. I mean, here we are into, we're in the middle of the year. The automotive world is upside down because of tariffs. Nobody knows what to do yet. It's like kicking the can somewhere, either up the road or down the road. I don't know where we're going with all this, but still haven't quite figured out, where we're going. And, as you well know, Keith, in the world of replenishments and those sorts of things, the show must go on. And so it's extremely difficult to forecast right now. It's, because you're not real sure where you're going to go, so it's been an interesting challenge. I know for a lot of suppliers out there in the, not only for the OEM side, but also for the aftermarket. So, and again, it's just not, it's not only the automotive world, it's everything.
You want to get into some predictions?
Let's do it.
I have a feeling it's going to get a little worse before it gets better for the remainder of this year.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think we have to be ready to weather the storm through this, and this will separate the men from the boys. And I've said this in the beginning that unfortunately there's going to be some casualties with all this. Small businesses who have not set themselves up for success, who don't have capital to work with, that live from 1 month to month on their ledgers.
What are you talking about, Willie?
Yeah, reality. It happens. So, it remains to be seen where this will end up. But we'll get through it somehow or another. We have to, and we're going to try. But in the meantime, life goes on, right? We're gonna talk about frivolous things today, and Keith's gonna run with that one, I think, here in the beginning of this segment. But guys, again, like Keith said, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Make sure you thumbs up, make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, all that stuff. Free to you, priceless to us. All I got to say about that.
All right. So, are we, this might be the shortest lack of waxing poetic that we've done on any recent podcast.
For sure.
What do you want to stir up first?
I like the world of Mustangs.
Okay. All right. So can a car be a character in a movie or a TV show on screen?
I thought so. Knight Rider.
Yeah, I mean, there's been lots of examples,
right?
like Christine, right? Wasn't that the Stephen King?
Christine, Kit. What is the Volkswagen?
Oh, Herbie the Love Bug,
Herbie the Love
the
Bug.
DeLorean. I would argue the DeLorean was a little less of a personality in that movie, but
Chitty-
still an iconic.
Chitty bang.
Yeah, careful. Yeah. Right. Like many examples of this. Right. So
Well, I guess a train like Thomas the Tank Engine is okay, right? Can
Yeah,
that be?
well, so yeah, so what we're driving at here is there was a yeah, right.
Nice.
There was a recent I can't do my drum but and pull this story up at the same time. I'm not that talented. But so the Eleanor car from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can pull this up on screen and share it with everybody.
Yeah, well, so those of you that have been a fan of our show for a while or have been watching our channel know that we get around a little bit to some of these car shows and SEMA specifically.
Well, if I wanted to know that, like how would I know when we get said around?
Yeah, well, you just have to follow us. You have to.
Oh, I see. So you'd like subscribe on the YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel.
Okay.
You'd follow us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok
Gotcha.
and all that sort of good stuff.
So this is the remake of Gone in 60 Seconds. This is the one with Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably a little bit more famous than the Mustang in the original Gone in 60 Seconds, which was not the same year. I think that was like a 1971, something like that. And this was like a 67.
Yeah.
We actually got to see it. Jay spent some time with it. Let's see if we can let's see if I can switch screen shares and show you Jay's time with Eleanor.
Yeah, you gave it away. There's Eleanor.
Yeah.
So the deal is that the dealio.
At SEMA 2022, we have got one
2022.
of three Eleanors from the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. This is a 1967 GT500 Mustang. And just like the movie and the car, we are gone in 60 seconds.
You did a good job with that. I remember that clearly because you were like, what the hell you want me to do? And I was just like, go do it. And
turned out good.
Yeah, it did.
It's a good little
You
clip.
did a good job with it.
We got, I don't know how many views on that thing. We got tons of views on that thing.
Yeah.
But it's the Eleanor Mustang, man.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
It was, and this is
so iconic.
It was Chip Foose that contributed to the design of that and kind of foosified it, if you will.
Foosied.
It's got his, like, I can look at stuff now and go, yeah, that looks like Chip Foose did that. You know? And anyway, okay, so this car was in a legal battle, and specifically, it's the widow of the stuntman from the movie who is trying to basically, and this has been going on over 2 decades.
Yep.
Trying to claim that the car is a character and she owns the copyright to that. If I'm understanding this correctly, she owns the copyright to that character.
Right.
Trying to get her piece of the pie, so to speak. And the courts weighed in on this and said, hey, now this is fascinating to me. They said in this case, the Mustang doesn't pass the test to be considered a character.
Right. It's a prop.
But in some cases, some cars in some movies do pass said test to be a character.
And I'm thinking that might be Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
And so
Kit.
Yeah. And so for those of you that are wondering, well, what are the tests to be considered a character? The court kind of elaborated on this, and I'm going to try to say this without stumbling. It's a TOWLE test, TOWLE, and there are 3 prongs of this test. Okay. The car has to have anthropomorphic qualities, consistent traits, and specifically distinctive qualities. For instance, Herbie the Love Bug. Ecto 1 in Ghostbusters, which I would argue is similar to the DeLorean in Back
Agreed.
to the Future. It was more of a so they're saying like even if that vehicle was a different kind of vehicle, it wasn't that Cadillac that originally was, you could still recognize it. And they did that with Knight Rider too. Like they did a remake. It was a Mustang. Val Kilmer voiced Kit. It was actually a decently okay show. It wasn't
a bad movie.
Horrible. Yeah. And you could tell it was Kit, even though it was a Mustang.
Yeah.
Right. So in this case, they're saying that, and there's certain Batmobiles that they also used as an example. And they said, hey, that's easily recognizable. It passes the 3-prong test, but not Eleanor.
Right.
Not Eleanor.
Yeah.
Even though probably one of the most famous movie cars, top.
I think
10?
so. I would, yes, I would definitely not argue that point at all. I've always recognized it. Anytime I see one of these, I automatically think of Eleanor. Automatically.
Yeah, right.
But because it wasn't, I think the way they win the argument in this court battle is it was definitely not per se a character. It was just referred to as Eleanor the Mustang. And I think that the name,
they even gave it it had a name though. Like the DeLorean in Back to the Future didn't have a name. The Ecto 1, I guess, had a name in Ghostbusters.
but so the
Steve McQueen's movie card in Bullet didn't have. It was just the Bullet Mustang, right?
right, the Bullet, yeah. And I would guarantee, I would say that was probably in the same category as this.
Okay.
You know, for Gone in 60 Seconds, you know, it was just a Mustang that had a nickname. Now, if you take a look at to argue that,
But in the movie, it was one of a very few,
Mhm.
and it was a unique car. That's part of the reason it had a name.
Yes, there were some uniqueness to it, but not enough to say that this is it, right? What is different is like the DeLorean. It became something other than just a DeLorean.
Well, and that car and Herbie and Kit probably also fall into the same category of.
Correct, they do. Chitty chitty bang bang, same thing.
They were modified to a point. Same with the Batmobile, that
Right.
it doesn't look stock in any way.
And it's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the Eleanor Mustang, it looks like that year. It's just
Chip Foose does that, right? He leaves the personality that the designers put in place, and he just kind of adds his own flavor to it.
agreed.
So yeah,
So I think that's why it doesn't win the battle there. But you know, I hate it for the widow of the stunt driver. I get it, I understand, but I have to err on the side of the court at this point, because there's just not enough there that makes it a character. But Back to the Future,
yeah,
you know, Herbie the Love Bug, they truly were characters in the movie. They were a piece of the movie that was very important to the portrayal of the whole personality of the vehicles, the whole thing. You see where I'm going with that, right?
Yep.
It's just what I'm saying. There's more substance to making it a character than just Eleanor. You're just driving around a fast car, you know.
sure, okay.
I mean, so can you make like in Smoking the Bandit? Let's talk about the Trans Am.
okay, yeah.
Would that be considered? It can be considered.
I think it falls into the same category as the Eleanor car.
I agree with you. So there's another example. It's just a Trans Am, black Trans Am with the Phoenix on the hood. You know, that they sold tons of just because of the movie.
Oh
itself.
my God, that yeah. I mean that movie was Pontiac Salesman of the Year.
Oh my God!
I hate to say I told you so.
I just watched it again, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those when it's on, you gotta stop, right, and just give it a watch. Jay, by the way, before we go any further, there's a gnat or a fly or something in here. If you guys see me gesticulating, if you guys see me waving my arms around,
Man who catch fly with chopstick accomplish anything.
So
I know I got one too.
yeah, just a heads up there.
Oh God, man! It's summertime in this part of the world.
Also,
that's what happens
while I'm interjecting randomness, I'm on a new camera.
Well, not quite summertime,
and it's a good camera. And I did some comparisons. And if you're subscribed to the channel, I think I'm going to put out my review of this. It's an Insta360 Link 2. It's got some cool automated AI stuff built into it. So first, not a trial run, so to speak. I've tested it, but it does have auto tracking if I move around. So if I start gesticulating and the camera follows me, you'll know why.
Gesticulate. Word of the day.
I've worked that in like 2 or 3 times now. I figure,
quadruped.
Yeah.
Word of the day.
Jeez.
Not quadruped.
What's it? Okay.
But quadruped.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, nothing, man. I was just going to get on while we're roaming into the summer. So, way to go, Eleanor. We'll wait for the next battle that you have ahead of you. We love the car. We'll continue to cover it and talk about it. But for those of you going camping anytime soon, going to the beach, you might want to check your cooler so that you don't have problems opening up that can of beer.
So this is real.
It's very real.
And this is one of those, like, I can't ignore this. Like, we have to. Okay, so from the Government Consumer Product Safety Council, the headline is Igloo, right? Igloo recalls more than 1 million 90-quart rolling coolers due to fingertip amputation and crushing hazards.
Yeah. The recall involves Igloo's 90-quart flip and tow rolling coolers manufactured prior to January 2024.
Yep.
The data manufacturer is imprinted on the bottom of the cooler in a circular pattern with an arrow pointing to the month of manufacture and the last 2 digits of the year of manufacture inside the circle. The recall,
I mean, nothing says quality control like the manufacturer posting on their own website, you might lose a finger if you use our cooler, right?
Be careful, man. Yeah, no doubt about it. Right. It's crazy.
So it's the handle, which looking at pictures here, let me also try to put this up on screen. Looks like every Igloo cooler handle that I've seen, like, ever.
Yeah, it's probably one of those situations where they were, decided to change a length or something. Now, here's the thing. I'm not so sure. Is it the front cooler or
that long handle or the little pickup handle? It just says the toe handle.
The toe handle.
That's got to be the longer one.
It's got to be the longer one, yeah.
The toe handle can pinch consumers' fingertips against the cooler, posing fingertip amputation, just the tip, and crushing hazards.
Yeah.
Yes. You can call Igloo. You can. They will. It looks like replace it. It's most of their 90 quart line. There's Latitudes, Max Colds, but it's all the 90 quart stuff.
Yeah, and there are, let's see, the data manufacturer on these things. What do they say?
I'm looking at stuff all the way back to 21 as of right now. 2020 on the Latitude 90.
Yeah.
Summer of 90. Summer of 20.
So summer 20, that's right. So the units, they said about 1,060,000. In addition, about 47,000 in Canada and 23,000 sold in Mexico. So this
Costco, Target, Academy, Dick's, Amazon.
Yep.
Igloo's website from January 2019 through 2025.
Yep. So
they ran between $80 and $140, and they've received 12 reports of fingertip injuries.
Yep. Now, for those of you interested in knowing a little bit more about this, in case you own one,
bone fractures.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
how do you? I don't even.
I don't get it. I don't either.
Okay.
I mean, if you're in control of the handle, and it's your other hand is controlling the handle, and your finger is where? Is it that? I mean, how? I'm not getting how that's working.
Right.
It says
Okay.
it can pinch against.
So let's go to.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I see. If you notice on that handle, there's a little bit of an angle on it, so it allows you to, or for someone's fingers to be in between there as someone is pulling up on it, and when they do, I can see it gives a nice little. Oh,
let's
that hurts.
before we put this story on ice. Let's go to my favorite place to read comments on the internet, which happens to be Reddit. There is an actual Reddit thread for this issue. I found it. Okay. So right out of the gate, several people, I'm struggling to see this as possible, just like us, right? How this is possible. And then we get into, well, at least you'll have something to keep your fingertips chilled while you rush to the hospital to have them reattached.
That's looking at the bright side. I like that. That's very optimistic. Yeah.
Someone with one of the coolers, please show us how it can happen.
That would be funny. Live demo.
Let's see. Normally they are made and fixed. 12 injuries leading to a recall of over 1 million coolers seems like an overreaction. Fight Club something cost of lawsuit versus cost of recall.
Oh, man.
Here we go. I'm going to ask how stupid you have to be to get injured by a cooler. As usual, all that's needed is to be an American.
Yeah, and so I would go back and ask the individual who didn't realize that the coffee was hot.
Yeah.
You
also
know?
one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, stupidity is gosh, I was just having this conversation. It's like with our vehicles these days, man. There's so much safety stuff on it now because we're so freaking stupid. I mean, you got the alerts that you have to put on these cars now to warn you that your child is in the back seat. I mean, at what point do we as human beings and consumers take responsibility for our own actions?
Well, the middle is growing. And so by the middle, I mean, so you have people, in this case, the Igloo company, executives in their product quality control and R&D departments or whatever that are dealing with this.
Right.
And I would assume they're executives and they're paid like executives. I would assume they're not entry-level help desk support.
Oh, I'm certain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have the people at the other end of the spectrum, which are the common sense people like we read on some of the Reddit posts where it was, how dumb do you have to be? How is this even possible? Applying common sense, right? Like, don't put your hands in something before you slam it shut, okay?
Like a door.
But it's the middle that everybody's just sort of, and it just keeps coming back to the movie Idiocracy, where it's just that's gonna make the sound drops for later. But
oh really?
Yeah, but you get it, right? Like that group of it's just gotten so big that we now have to. The coffee is hot. The warning labels.
Unfortunately, today we we're not politically correct if we call someone a dumbass. Apparently, that hurts dumbasses' feelings.
Right. I gotta adjust my microphone.
You go ahead and adjust your microphone, dumbass. Anyway, yeah, you're right, dude. I mean, it's absolutely, to me, it's humorous to some degree, but at the same time, it just blows my mind that we have become so reliant upon devices or alerts or just a specific complete 180-degree turn
Yep.
from what we're used to doing because Some people just can't get it.
100%. Yep.
You can't walk in step. You can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Really? Come on. Yeah.
不许找毛病。
That's right. I said it. I said it. There's some dumb asses in this world, man. And thank you for making my life a little bit more complicated because you're so damn dumb. Sorry.
I like we've talked about this on this very show before. There's been studies
About how dumb people are?
Well, they don't know they're dumb. Like there's no test, there's no self-awareness. Like it's that, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I got this for you.
Is that the same person that might be up at the karaoke mic singing and thinks that they can sing?
Yeah.
I got you.
So it's that unawareness of, all right. We could go on for a really long time with
That's
that.
lack of self-awareness is a big problem on the planet these days, guys. Big problem. Sorry. Just saying. Anyway, don't buy Igloo Cooler right now. I would.
What you really need to buy, honestly, I mean, shameless plug, but this will be another video that I actually shot this about a year and a half ago. EcoFlow made a cooler that I took across country to see you, and it's iceless. It's all power. It's like DC, AC. You have your choice there, and then it has a battery that you can run on also. Yeah. And those things are awesome. Now, there's some other manufacturers that make them, but I like the EcoFlow, who has just become a brand partner, was pretty excited about that. They make lots of other stuff too, but their cooler's pretty great. And it's got the little compartments that you can make one side a freezer and one side a cooler and split it up, or you can make it all the same temp. And
isn't that the same unit that when we were at Electrify Expo a couple years ago?
That's the one. Yeah.
Man, it was so hot that weekend.
And the thing just
kept those beers.
No ice,
cold,
no water to mess
man.
with. Just
Yeah, it was ice cold in there.
It's in the back of my FJ right now. It's not on, but
well, that's good. I love that. I love that thing. So
yeah,
well, good. So just guys, just be careful with what you buy. I'm going to assume that Igloo has advised all of their retailers to make sure that they get those ones that are affected off the shelf, and I'm certain that they're going to be taking care of you just based on the recall. I don't think it's that big of a deal for them to take care of it. Obviously, there's some recycling that will be involved in that for them. It's, let's face it, the material I'm assuming can be reutilized again in future products. So maybe Igloo's not too bad on the hit, but that's just part of doing business.
And I'm going to assume that if you need one of these, you go to partscounterguru.com and click on the show specials tab.
I would
find it there. Yeah,
I would. Absolutely. Hey, so
just paying some bills, Jay.
Paying the bills, man. Paying the bills. Look, we got truck troubles, man. Especially if you're driving on hydrogen. Golly, man, these guys keep coming. Yeah.
Well, they're done.
Yeah,
they're done.
They are, and most of these.
Oh, hold on.
I hate to say I told you so.
Okay, now go ahead.
We did talk about it.
Like what, 2 years ago?
2 years
if not
ago.
longer.
Yeah, 2 years ago we talked about
At least 2 years ago.
So Nikola, the it's a hydrogen.
What it was a vehicle manufacturer startup that they went the hydrogen route over electrification on most of their line, and they started with the heavy duty semi truck.
Correct. Didn't Hyundai do the same thing?
Yes, but that was a partnership, I think.
Yeah.
So, and Toyota did it too with Hino.
That's
okay.
correct, yes.
So the difference is, and this guy Trevor Milton got caught, who was their original chief executive. Wasn't this he was rolling the trucks downhill or something and telling people that they had operating engines in them and all that? And he's gone.
Yeah.
And a guy from a former GM executive went and took, because GM had a partnership with Nikola.
That's right.
And they were going to buy the smaller pickup trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I guess, never panned out. This is what happens when you don't have the R&D to deliver on a product. You know what, Jay? I feel like to some extent, and I love Kickstarter, and I've found some great products on Kickstarter that's been around for almost probably 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the problem with platforms like Kickstarter, is there is a certain percentage of people that will come in, recognize the opportunity to take people's money and never deliver a product.
Right.
What was the name of the girl with the she like modeled Steve Jobs and always wore black, and they've been documentaries on her. She went to prison. Elizabeth Holmes, right?
Yes, that's her. Yeah.
With the medical, like the blood testing, DNA stuff.
Yep.
And it later came to pass in all the court hearings that she basically just told people that she could do something she couldn't, right? And
she lied.
And so here we are with, oh, don't worry, we'll make it kind of shit going on.
You mean like Lordstown?
Right. Yes.
Who are they? What was that?
So, same thing. Like no real proof. And to some extent, I think that's part of the problem that the Cybertruck had getting to market is Tesla at that point had the resources to make it happen, and it still took them like close to 5 years to get that thing out. Right. So,
and it's hideous, but look away. It's hideous.
So, yeah. So part of the problem is that we are too eager to give companies money that show us a good commercial on a product that doesn't exist.
Right.
Now, back to Nikola and the hydrogen trucks. They filed for bankruptcy in February.
Yep.
And now they are auctioning off these trucks that are semi-trucks, which do exist. But it's as I understand it, like many of them are not completed.
Right. And I'm let's go through a few of the things here that might bring this into full circle here for us. And they're going to be auctioning off. It looks like so the Nikola hydrogen trucks are officially up for auction. It says.
On screen.
Auction house Gordon Brothers reached an agreement with Nikola in Delaware bankruptcy court to purchase the hydrogen trucking assets late in, when was this? It says late in May. Wow, interesting. Okay.
Oh, there's a brochure detailing everything for sale. Well, let's have a look at said brochure. Keep going, Jay.
I was just going to say the auction house says it has around 114 million worth of hydrogen trucks, raw material, and subassemblies. That includes 103 finished hydrogen fuel cell powered trucks, along with spare batteries, tires, and other components. Gordon Brothers Auction is also auctioning off Nikola's hydrogen storage, refueling, and testing equipment, some of which is still brand new.
So there's 65 complete trucks. They're using LG lithium cells, which is confusing to me. I guess it's a secondary power supply while the hydrogen makes its power. 103 fully operational Class 8 semi-trucks. And then there's batteries, tires, axles, steering and brake components, air compressors, and so on. I'm looking at the Gordon Brothers brochure here. I've got it up on screen.
While you're looking at that.
Chillers. Oh, and the facility itself is also up for sale. So the chillers, air compressors, nitrogen storage tank.
Yep.
This is like little Tony Stark waiting to happen here with all this stuff. Like, where do I start my evil villains lair?
Check this out too, man. Did you realize that Lucid Motors emerged as a surprise buyer of the Arizona manufacturing facility and headquarters? Lucid also agreed to bring around 300 Nikola employees on board as part of that transaction. in exchange for roughly $30 million in cash and non-cash considerations.
Sure, and why not, right? Like they've already got the infrastructure to be able to take something like this on.
Exactly. I find that.
And it's a market segment that they're not in right now.
God, what is Lucid doing? Have they been? I mean, that's a thing. It's like maybe this is their next.
Their cars are still
yeah
well regarded. I see them out in the wild.
I see them too,
yeah.
man. And people seem to be happy with the product. They just don't have that many of them out there.
Well, they I think ran a leaner startup.
Absolutely, they did. I would say if you own a Lucid, you probably have a very rare vehicle. Actually, we need to pull the numbers on that. How many Lucids were built?
Welcome to the rabbit hole segment, everyone, where we follow Jay down the next rabbit hole. Here, let me give you some rabbit hole music.
Okay, you ready for this?
Sure.
2024, 9,029 were produced. They had some from the previous year, so overall, that figure is 10,241 vehicles delivered in 2024. In the previous year, in 2023, 8,428 cars were produced and 6,001 delivered. So not a lot in the scheme of things, man. Lucid is, interesting. How do you do that? How are you able to do that if you're not profitable? Of course, I'm not looking at the numbers to see whether or not they were profitable on such a small number of vehicles produced, but what would you say those things were going for? 125,000 a piece?
That's where they start.
Right. So, in the scheme of things, that's not a whole lot of revenue, man.
OPM. Other people's money.
Yeah,
so your startup, you're investor funded, you have a timeline, and maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 7 years until they're profitable. And they're flat out telling people we're not going to be profitable until like year 5, year 6, year 7, whenever it is for them. And they've published all that out. And in many cases, a lot of these smaller companies will reveal to their shareholders, here is our plan.
Well, I mean, when you look at what they did, so Lucid reported first quarter revenue of $235 million on deliveries of 3,109 vehicles and expects to manufacture approximately 20,000 vehicles in 2025.
I think they're going to be okay.
Lucid ended the first quarter with approximately $5.76 billion in total liquidity.
And you know what? You know what's going to help them improve their sales numbers?
What's that?
Elon Musk.
Yes.
Because he has become
on drugs, man.
Probably, from everything I've heard. But he has become such a polarizing personality, whether you love him or hate him. And I'm not going to make a political statement here. I'm just going to say this. It is fascinating to me listening to our friends in the industry who absolutely hated him and hated EVs 3 years ago, and those same people now that he has shown a political...
they love him.
They love him.
Yep.
That he's shown his political choosings. Now he could do no wrong. Well, what changed? I don't think he changed. So interesting to me, right? So maybe kind of like we said, maybe it wasn't an all bad scenario to begin with.
I hate to be the one to break this to you, but automobiles are not human. They have no lineage or personality.
I wonder why I keep forgetting that.
It's not that EVs are bad or good. The technology is there for innovation. Now, some EVs are junk.
They are.
Some internal combustion engines are junk.
Absolutely. We've been saying it all along for like the past 5 years at least, at minimum, that, electric vehicles are not the answer to the future. I just don't feel that. I think that you have to coexist. It has to be very eclectic in order for everything to work. The bigger part to this is the ability to be able to build a vehicle, electric vehicle or hydrogen vehicle, whatever it may be, that fits in the budget of most every buyer, as well as performs well on a long-term type situation And we haven't achieved any of that yet with the electric vehicles. Electric vehicles are extremely expensive. Battery technology is very expensive. They're making progress in that area for longevity and or range, if you will. And I think eventually they will crack that nut. But I still think at the end of the day, it boils down to preference. What do you prefer?
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
You know? And then what is local government going to do to incentivize folks at a local level to buy them?
It's fun. Like, reflecting back on our adventures, and we've had a lot of great opportunities to talk to some really fun individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, Jim at Optima, I always just go back to this, right? He was like, you don't want your politicians deciding automotive policy.
Correct.
Let the innovators put it out there and let the consumers decide.
Absolutely. It's a free world, right? It's what it's supposed to be. It's how it's supposed to work. For someone to mandate when we have, for example, the internal combustion engine has been around for so long and has proven to be very well received in the world for both transportation, power gen, whatever. It works. It fills the need for everything. And to immediately say, oh, you can't have that anymore, we're going to flip the switch without any proving grounds to show that it is a viable switch, was absolutely, in my opinion, was absurd for anybody to even believe that was the direction.
And I think that's part of what we called out with GM going, we're going to be all EV by 2030 or whatever it was.
Good luck with that.
I mean, how about you just baseball analogy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How about you just hit the ball instead of trying to call your shots?
Right. Right.
Like,
I got you.
Let's just go up there and do the work.
Just knock it out of the park.
Have a plan and then execute that plan and understand that in all plans, things are not going to go as expected.
I swear I think I saw an ad, which is I found funny. Let's see. This is real.
Do you need some Googling music?
Yeah.
What have I got here? Here you go. Actually, no, we just did that one. We'll do this one.
Okay. So if GM is all in, why are they still producing? We got a 2026 CT5 V Blackwing that was just, revealed. That's the 2026. You got 4 years, GM. You got 4 years to call it quits on the gasoline engine.
Yeah.
While you continue to gouge the American people with these absurdly overpriced sports cars.
But you know what's going to happen, right? They're just going to go change the dates. They're just going to come back and go, did we say 2030? We meant 2035.
Yeah. Probably 2050.
Yeah.
No, we'll be moved to Mars by then, man. So
yeah.
Don't worry about that. But this is what I'm talking about, right? So the 2025 Cadillac CT5 V Blackwing, I think it had a starting out point. The price point on it was $99,190. What average American could buy that car? None. Not an average American.
Yeah, I would love to see sales numbers on some of this. People, I've seen this on social media a lot lately. People drive through Nashville and take pictures of all the mansions and they go, what the hell do y'all do for a living? Right? Like, what do you, yeah. And you have to understand in that scenario, a lot of people moved here from other areas that were more expensive and then flipped that money to buy their McMansion here. But
yeah,
in the car sales world, like you're competing at that price range, you're now competing with all the luxury manufacturers, right? Like, right. And I understand Cadillac's a luxury line, But I'm going to go look at that, and I'm going to go look at all the other things that I can have with that same amount of money.
Dude, I know this is crazy, but it's the rabbit holes that we go down, right? So as I was looking for this Blackwing cost, since GM is abandoning the, gasoline engine, the internal combustion engine, you get down some rabbit holes. And what did I find? Is the Blackwing faster than the Hellcat? And yes, it is. But then I found another one that says 10 cars that are faster than a Hellcat. So for all you Hellcat fans,
yeah, right.
Here you go. Let's see. Apparently the Audi RS6 Avant.
Well, that's no surprise.
Right?
Like, I would expect that.
The McLaren 570S, of course. Ferrari F1, F12 Berlinetta, the Ford GT, Lamborghini Huracan, Chevrolet Corvette E-Ray.
Yeah, like there's a percentage of these, like a third by my count, that aren't even made anymore.
Nissan GTR.
Okay.
Cadillac CT5 Blackwing.
Define faster. 0 to 60 lap time. What are we
Audi
talking?
RS3.
Okay.
Don't know. They're not giving me those. Okay, here we go. 401 horsepower from 2.5 liter. Holy cow. That's more than Aston Martin V8 Vantage.
See, and now you're making my point, right?
Mercedes AMG GT. And then the, my goodness, man, that is insane. And that's a Hellcat. SRT, baby. Tell you what.
Yeah.
What does Boomhauer say? To make them go that fast, you have to pull the plug out and do what now?
Let's see. Where
How does that work, man?
Where is it?
Can I get me a little Boomhauer there, man? Dang old, tell you what. Silence radio.
What you do, you just take them dang old spark plugs out in that little hole. You just put a little oil around there, just like Bobby says. It's like it go boom, boom, just like that.
Speaking of which, two things. I've got to consolidate. I've got like 3 different screens with all these sound. That's how many sound drops we've gotten up to. But they're doing like a season 15 of King of the Hill where like Bobby's an adult now. And
I love it.
Yeah,
can't wait. I haven't seen where it's going to be, where it's streaming or anything like that. But we'll keep up with it. But
just go watch Paradise first.
Okay. All right. So while we're on the subject of, alternative propulsion vehicles, Tesla, obviously a proven brand. At least that's what Elon says.
I would say it's proven. I would agree with that.
On the level of the fact that it is a proven electric vehicle, yes. But there are portions of what Elon's trying to do with these said electric vehicles that are not proven. And they have to continue to test to get there. But Tesla's running some full self-driving software tests. Again, they're up to it. But apparently it ain't working so well. It's running over little kids on the school bus.
So, couple things here to call out. Whatever number we're on here.
Number what?
I don't know.
On screen.
Number 3, number 4, whatever point system where let me get a screen going here. So, have you seen Mark Rober's video that came out about 2 months ago where he took his, first of all, do you know who Mark Rober is?
I've heard the name and I don't know
Okay.
him, no.
So for those of you in Jay's camp,
Yeah, who doesn't know as much.
one of the
Fried chicken.
one of the most viewed YouTube channels out there. So big that he also now has a series on, I think it's Max, where he did a TV show on Max. Former NASA employee, former Apple engineer, total gearhead, loves like the how things work mindset. Okay.
Yes.
Took his Tesla Model 3 out to the desert. Remember the Wile E. Coyote where he had the brick wall and he painted the horizon and the road, right? So he did that IRL in real life, made a video of it, put it on YouTube. I was given a presentation a month back and I actually referenced it. Like I put it in my deck to show like on screen, like I was talking about AI. What he did was he tested the self-driving and collision avoidance system in a Tesla. And he ran it through hard rain. He ran it through fog. He ran it through all these different, okay. And the final test was he painted the Wile E. Coyote wall and he wanted to see, because you have to remember Teslas use cameras.
Right.
They don't use LiDAR.
Right.
And then he went into Disneyland with a like vest, like it freaking looked like a bomb. I can't believe he got into Disneyland with this thing on. That mapped LiDAR, goes into Space Mountain in the dark, turns this thing on when he gets on the coaster and maps out Space Mountain in the dark with his LiDAR. Okay. And then he goes and transitions that into this video and he works with some LiDAR manufacturers that's a more high-end alternative. It's more technologically advanced than what Tesla's doing. It's also considerably more expensive. Okay. Point is, I think he knew that going into it. And he was trying to show people what we've been saying all along, which is we're not there yet. And here's why, from the self-driving perspective. We did it. It was called Driving Over Dummies 2 years ago. We did a podcast episode on this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So back to this. So they're testing the same tech with software updates now. It doesn't even look like they've changed they're still using cameras. They're not using LiDAR, right?
Right.
Because they are getting more heavy into like robotaxis and stuff like that, right? Full self-driving. Who tested this? What do you know, Jay? Help me out.
So this was so O'Dowd is the person. Dan O'Dowd is a Caltech grad and software engineer. Organized this test. He drove a Model Y running FSD 13.2.9 past a stopped school bus with its stop sign.
Yeah, so missed the stop sign, missed the red light on the stop sign, the flashing red light in many cases.
They then
and illegally passed the school bus, which is you cannot pass a stopped school bus.
Correct.
Okay.
They then pulled a child-sized dummy out into the Tesla's path to see whether or not it would stop for the child. The car drove through the child like it wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is anybody shocked?
No, I'm not.
And yet people still want self-driving. What? Is it just because we know what it takes to pull this off that we're more hesitant to take part in that? Is it, I mean, my son is a great example of this. Like, he trusts the technology to a fault.
Right.
He will pull his Apple Maps open or his, Google Maps or whatever he's using and use that to give him directions to a fault. And let me explain what I mean. We were downtown over the weekend. He had a recital. He's got his learner's permit. I'm not huge on letting him drive on the interstate. All right. He's done it a few times, but it's usually controlled circumstances where I know, because you're going faster. If you crash, you're going to crash harder, right? I said, all right, here's my terms. No screens at all. I don't want your maps, directions, no distractions that you're looking at while you're driving. Well, how am I going to know where to turn? And Mary and I were both in the car. I'm like, I'll sit in the back seat and tell you. Like, I'll tell you where to turn. If you take your driver's test, that instructor is going to say, turn right up here at the next. He's not going to go check your Google Maps and when it tells you to turn right.
Yeah.
He had a freaking meltdown.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't do this. And I went, well, you're going to have to learn to do it. And so it didn't go well. But my point is, I keep trying to teach him that technology will fail you. It's just like anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's not human. Humans aren't perfect, but it lacks common sense.
Yeah. It's like rerouting these days, right?
Yeah.
You have to be very careful of that because maps, Google Maps, or any of those, most people, I say most people, a lot of people are so reliant upon Google Maps or Apple Maps, right, to steer you around hazards or traffic jams or whatever. But man, I have seen some of these alternative routes that make absolutely no sense just to avoid a little bit of congestion. And so I can see how, if that's all you know, how that could be a problem for you. So to err on his side, that's just he's a product of the environment, man. I mean,
right.
This generation, his generation, are so reliant upon technology. And this is exactly key to the point that I've been making for years about this stuff, is like, we're putting technology in place so that we can just basically walk away from responsibility.
Yeah. It's that middle that we started the show talking about. The middle is getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's the ow my balls crowd. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie Idiocracy, where you just want to sit there and not think and switch it all off.
It's crazy. It's insane.
And I had one more digression here. I had a music teacher in college. Hated this. I hated that he made us do this. And like most things that you didn't like at the time, you later recognize some value. Not always, but sometimes. And he said, you need to be an active listener when you listen to music. Don't just passively sit there and let it wash over you. That's okay, but understand what's happening when you listen to it. If you feel a certain way, if it makes you feel a certain way, understand what is happening in that music that's causing that, right? What is it that you like? Just not, it's cool.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he would make us be these active, like he would give us little tests that, tell me what happened in this, section and all that. And so same thing here, right? Like people don't want to actively participate in these activities. They just want to switch it off. And I have found that's a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you exercise that muscle of active participation, things get better, things get easier, you're able to do more, or you atrophy, and then you're off, I don't know, like on the couch watching 25 hours of YouTube.
Right. Absolutely. Agree. It's crazy. That's where we're at in society. There's got to be a better way, but unfortunately technology will not stop being refined. I think that ultimately, by human nature, we're always looking for something to help us achieve things easier, faster, and it all started with the microwave. I'm pretty sure of that.
You're gonna. That's your. What's it called? That's your patient zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Now, before we leave this, this was brought to attention by a guy by the name of Dan O'Dowd, who was founder of the Dawn Project.
Right.
Who I am not sure is the same Dan O'Dowd that used to own. That's not the same guy that used to own the Colorado Rockies. This guy is, according to him on the Dawn Project's website, he's the world's leading expert in creating software that never fails and can't be hacked. Dan created the secure operating systems for projects including Boeing's 787, Lockheed Martin's F-35 fighter jets, the Boeing B-1B intercontinental nuclear bomber, and NASA's Orion crew exploration vehicle. Okay, so this Dawn Project ran a Super Bowl commercial about a year and a half ago, and I remember this because it was expensive, and they were just basically showing Teslas driving over things that they weren't supposed to, right?
That's great.
And he has gone out on Twitter, and he's got a big following on Elon's platform, X, and called him out and said, hey, bro, what's it going to take? right? Like, I've warned you repeatedly, you got to fix this.
Right.
How many people have to die? So there's an interesting, you got some interesting personalities in the room, right? Draw egos, pointing fingers at each other. I don't know who's right. I do know this actually happened.
Crazy.
The name of it's Green Hills Software is the parent company. It's pretty bold to say software that never fails and can't be hacked. But yeah, I'll leave that to the experts.
There you go.
Like I said, 2 egos in the room.
Yeah. Get off my lawn.
Right?
All right. So good luck with that, Elon. You got a long way to go, pal. We know you do. Jags. Jags ain't be selling good.
This is surprising. So
why? Why is it surprising?
I really like Jaguars. You know this. I did a review of a model of a F-Type. And I feel like Jaguar 10 years ago made a really, really innovative move in the right direction, meaning this isn't your grandfather's Jaguar anymore. They moved away from the wood grain and all the, and they moved into performance automobiles.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to Aston Martin. This was after, I think, Ford's stake in them got sold.
Yeah, they were sold to Tata, right?
Yeah. And they took some risks, right? But they kind of had to, right? You adapt or die.
Yeah.
Okay. And from those risks came some really great automobiles. During that time frame also happened, and love it or hate it, they went, we're getting into crossovers.
Yeah.
Well, people were like, oh, damn it. Like another luxury performance manufacturer that's going to, Lamborghini did it. And everybody went, well, if Lamborghini's doing it, why can't we do it?
Porsche
right?
did it. Yeah. All of them.
So I see more of the Jaguars I see on the road. I see more of that I-Pace, F-Pace stuff out there than anything else.
I actually like that.
I did too.
It's really nice.
Like I would own one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've done some good things. That F-Type in particular was a fun automobile. It had all the boxes checked for me.
Yeah.
But now we're in a situation where, again, things around them have changed, but they maybe haven't, or they haven't fast enough is the case.
I think that would be the case, but remember what they are. They also, they own Land Rover, right?
Right.
So you've got one side that has done very well, specifically that, Land Rover, right? It's paying the bills.
Right.
I think that what they're doing is they're strategically behind the scenes making these moves.
I think it's kind of a retool thing.
I think 100% that's exactly what it is.
So I was really sad when I learned that the F-Type was gone.
Yeah.
We found a story on Motor One that I've got up on screen here. New Jaguar reservations were hilariously low last month. The article says that the company only sold 49 new cars. Now, that's in Europe in the month of April.
Yeah.
Which is, even for Europe, that is, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
Because when I first read that, you probably thought this too. I went, oh, tariffs, right? They just halted like Audi did.
Nothing to do with
No, it was not. This is Europe only.
Yep. That's down 97.5%, by the way, from April 2024.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So Jaguar's been culling its lineup as the brand prepares to reinvent itself for a new era. Yeah, but how long can you do this and make people wait? Well, if I'm a shareholder, I'm like, bruh, I need to see something soon here, right?
Well, like I said, the Rover's been doing so well for them. I mean, it really accounts for a lot of what they're working with here. So the F-Type, XE, XF are gone.
Yeah, so sad about that, man.
And then they're saying it's likely going to be another year before the production version of the Type, is that ZZ00?
Yeah.
Arrives. despite the lack of robust Jaguar lineup, JLR, which is Jaguar Land Rover, as a whole hasn't been doing too badly. Jaguar and Land Rover reported its biggest profit in a decade earlier this month, delivering $3.33 billion for the company's fiscal year that ended in March. The company has sold 272,000 Defender, Range Rover Sport, and Range Rover models. That's significantly more than the 26,862 Jags sold globally during the same period.
All right, so I gave this some thought. All right, and if I were CEO for a day, this is what I think has to happen with Jaguar to fix this. Okay, and I love doing these because then we can come back to it in a year or two.
I hate to be the one to break this to you,
right?
But automobiles are not human.
Anyway, here's what they need to do. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, you're going to have to keep the uniqueness, which it ultimately is why people bought Jaguars ever, right? It was a unique automobile. The I could argue that is true for the Rover line as well. It's an overpriced SUV that looks expensive and falls apart and takes 3 times the maintenance of a regular SUV, but it has that status symbol. They do some cool things. You get the little, you can open the back door and push a button and the car will lower itself and, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. If you love that and that's your thing, I will fight you on, I know maintenance costs on those, and they are way more than most vehicles. And in fact, there are a lot of dealers that will not work on them because of their failure rate. But I digress. That's a unique thing.
It is.
Okay. Same thing with Jaguar, right? The F-Type. Convertible.
Right.
2-door sports car, available in a convertible option. Coupe if you're from Europe. Okay. Coupe, I guess. So you gotta produce unique automobiles. It can't be a direct competition with a Porsche Cayenne or a Porsche Panamera and I feel like the F-Pace and the I-Pace did that. I feel like they were unique enough that they were performance luxury. They were different than the Lexus RX enough that it drew people to them. So number one, they got to do some unique stuff. It would help them to bring back a performance sports car.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of other people doing that. These are people that don't want to buy a Corvette, that want a little bit more performance than a Nissan Z, that don't want to spend Ferrari money, right? They'll go buy a Jaguar.
Right.
Okay. So that's number one.
So you would say that the Jaguar had become or has become sub VIP?
I think so. I think is the era when James Bond drove Jaguars, right? Aston Martin is still VIP,
mm-hmm.
but just
Bentley, Aston Martin. Yes.
Yeah, I think Jaguars
kind of stepped out of that.
They had to sell more units, and they became more focused on units than expense, price of the unit, right?
Right.
It's the Walmart model, sell more for less.
Right.
So I feel like that is going to be paramount because there are only so many oil titans in the world that are going to buy your, if you keep pricing them up, and they're going to go buy a Bugatti or a Ferrari, mm-hmm. right? So I would not compete with Ferrari. I would compete with Cadillac. I would compete with Mercedes. I would compete with any of the luxury line that are accessible by the upper middle class.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially in an era where engine performance is less of a factor now.
Yeah.
I would also take a look at what Audi's doing with their e-tron line, and I would put something in play that's competitive there.
I agree with that.
Go after the Lucid or the Polestar crowd or the e-tron crowd, right? Or there's a couple Porsches out there, right? Like, you could do that.
I think so.
Go that direction.
Yeah.
Otherwise, ain't nobody going to buy their stuff.
No. Sounds like nobody's buying it.
Well, like it's sold for yeah. Right. I mean, yeah.
Right. But again, I think there's more to it than what we know at this point, obviously. But
sure.
I don't know how much of a rebrand they're actually trying to do.
Well, that's the key, right?
Yeah. I mean, this ain't your grandparents' Jaguar anymore. I mean, this might be a whole new level.
Which would be cool.
Yeah. And, they've taken a lot of flack over the last year and a half with some of their marketing campaigns, and that was not very well received. And I think that hurt them a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't make their marketing plan or tactics less viable. I think it was a viable plan, but I think that they did lose some loyal customer base with it and with some of their marketing campaigns.
In that mindset, this is my final note as CEO for the day. Stop trying to look like everybody. So the thing that Jaguar also did really well in decades past is you could look at a car and go, ooh, that's a Jaguar.
Right.
They had a look that was unique, and they had their own design style.
Right.
And I feel like I keep talking about this F-Type. You could look at an F-Type and it had that look. It was unique. There wasn't another automobile that looked like it. So stop trying to be clones of every. We talked about this like the Mustangs looking like BMWs and like this whole homogenized. Yeah.
Go be different.
Go with your own design. Yeah. That will polarize people. There will be a percentage of people that don't care for it. But look at the Cybertruck. Look at the like Tesla in general. When it came out, they were different, and people over time, oh, that's a Tesla, right? Like, and you may hate it, but a percentage of people won't,
right?
And that's who you need to market to.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Just saying, that's what I would do.
Yeah, and that's it's a great perspective on that, and. Maybe they should call you and have you sit in on some of their board meetings.
PartsCounterGuru.com or thecounter.show.
Yes.
There is a Ask Us a Question link there. I will happily respond to any inquiries.
Absolutely.
Jaguar.
Maybe they will give you a Jag to test for a year.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you some feedback.
Give some feedbacks, man. Hell yeah. So we're going to end this show. This is a model that just keeps on coming, So the 2026 Jeep Cherokee debuts recently. In first photos, returns with hybrid power as well. After the production of the previous Cherokee ended following the 2023 model year, the iconic nameplate is coming back on a brand new SUV set to launch in late this year. I like the body. I mean, it's their.
Yeah, I got it up on screen.
They're still keeping the iconic. That looks like a Cherokee when you look at it on the front end.
Just looks like this year's model.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't even look that different. Like. Is this worthy of an announcement?
For Jeep, apparently.
I mean...
Yeah, that's wild, man. I mean, again... And this is, by the way, we're looking at our friends over at Car and Driver here. They're saying after going nearly a decade without any serious changes, Jeep dropped the Cherokee from its lineup after the 2023 model year.
Well, thank God it's back. And I don't know what I would have done with myself.
And now it's back, and it looks like the Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah, I mean,
again, we were just talking about, looking at a vehicle, what it looks like, it's a Jag, it's a Mustang, what a Mustang looks like. Stop looking like others. Well, maybe it's time for Jeep to maybe make it look a little different.
Now, to be fair to Jeep and Jeep fans. But before I, Jeep says it's been reimagined from the ground. No, it had. It looks like a freaking. Okay. Okay.
You want me to tell you what it looks like?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have this image up?
I can try.
Okay. It's that one. That's it.
Yeah.
You tell me you don't see Rivian
a little
RS1 in there?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Where the
headlights.
Yes. Well, and not only that though, but the cab is not as forward. It's a little further back, so it's heavy on the ass end of it than on the front end of it. So to me, it looks a little like a Rivian, man.
So to be fair to Jeep, they're saying that it's heavily revamped.
Yep.
I know they said redesigned from the ground up, but I feel like that term gets overused in the automotive industry.
Right.
It's like AI. It's like everything's AI. It's AI. It's not. It's a piece of software that gives you buttons to click on to change your camera settings. It's not AI. Anyway, reimagined from the ground up, which is different than redesigned, I guess, for that very reason. But I will, to be fair, if they put some performance enhancements in this thing, if they put feature improvements in this thing, if it's got a lot of cool stuff, I feel like that will go a long way for them.
And at this point, we don't know what that cool stuff might be. It's a little too soon, and we'll just keep, make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us, and we will continue to follow up on this story. But apparently, along with the visual differences, Jeep is promising substantial changes under the skin for the new version, confirming that the revived model will add electricity to the equation.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just another one of those buzz terms. Like if you get 20 miles out of an electric assist, it's really
Yeah, it's not a groundbreaking. It will have hybrid powertrain available as an option, but the brand did not confirm if it will be a plug-in hybrid or a conventional hybrid. So that remains to be seen. So that's some of the news on the Stellantis end or the Jeep end. And again, don't forget, guys, you can go back several podcast episodes where we were talking about Stellantis actually trimming the fat, and several of the what we call, would fall under the Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth brand were getting axed. Keith and I both said that they would be foolish to do anything with the Ram brand or the Jeep brand because those are two of the best-selling brands for them. They said at one point that they would be killing the SRT program, but they didn't do that. They did tease us with the all new electric Charger or Challenger.
Yes.
Yeah. One of those.
And just to be clear here, the Grand Cherokee did not go away. It's just the Cherokee that disappeared.
That thing got large.
Right.
Very huge. 3 rows. Big, long. It was a Grand Cherokee L, I think is what they call it.
I'm looking at Jeep's website right now, and there's absolutely no mention of it yet.
Yeah.
Going to the Florida Keys in a little bit, Jay. Might rent a Jeep. My son is asked because of the convertible aspect.
Rent you one, man.
So I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, no mention as of the recording of this podcast. Newsroom. I don't think I'm going to find anything, but yeah. Yeah, nothing yet, other than obviously their press release.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of the comments. Comments are always...
All right, let's hear some. Go for it.
Let's see. A huge chasm in Jeep's lineup in need of filling. Strange that it has taken Stellantis so long to fill it. Initial impressions are good, and the aesthetics appear to align much better with the Jeep brand than the wonky, unwildly looking thing that was the last Cherokee.
I mean, they're not that different. For you to say that,
they're not. Here's another one.
I did find this official Stellantis newsroom release.
Okay. All right.
By the way, go ahead.
Looks fantastic, as one comment says. We'll be paying attention to it as our kids get older, and my wife looks to downsize from a 3-row. Don't mess it up, Jeep Lantis. It's a good one. Sorely needed moneymaker that can't come soon enough. Jeep has to carry the heavy end of the Stellantis financial load, and this would really help. Again, Keith and I mentioned that Jeep and Ram are definitely two of the favorable brands to keep hanging on to. Seems like a stretch for Jeep to say this is channeling the XJ looks. Jeep actually copied the XJ styling 2 other times with the Small Patriot and Big Commander. But those were never respected in the same vein as the original, probably because they just weren't great vehicles. The XJ was a game changer. It's also funny to hear the more recent Cherokee referred to as generic in style. When it first came out for 2014, the weirdo front end made it one of the most controversial styled vehicles on the road. Chrysler had to do damage control and release better pics to try to hide the ugly. That's so funny, man. It's all marketing. Everything is marketing anymore when it comes to vehicles. It's not style for purpose. It's not anything like that. It's just to market, to sell. We really don't care about any damn thing else, but just to sell. I get it. We want to sell product. Middle
of the society.
Exactly.
Right,
man. That's what we become.
I'm never going to live that down.
They are catering to the masses, which is really, really scary for us.
We are not far from I need car.
Right.
You sell me car.
Mindless.
I mean, yeah.
It's pretty sad.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, there were episodes of King of a Hill dedicated to just talking about new car models coming out, man. And now it's just we're just whipping stuff out like it's a fast food joint.
Yeah, it's so bad.
There's no thought.
No.
It just there's no innovation. So back to Jaguar, I hope that they really, really, really step outside of the stereotypes.
It'd be nice.
It's out there for automakers these days. So anyway, good luck, Jeep, with your new Cherokee. I'm sure just because it's a Jeep, you'll sell some. Outside of that, at this point, we don't have much to give you other than what we've given you, and we will continue to stay on this story and follow this through until this thing hits the market.
God, I'm just, they're going to have to price that competitive. It's going to, it's
bad, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad. Yeah. So anyway.
But anyway, glad I don't work for Stellantis.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's get out of here, man. Let's call this a day.
All right.
Are you tired?
I'm ready to wrap it.
I'm a little exhausted today.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too, man.
All right. So, if you've made it this far, thanks for sticking with us.
We really appreciate it.
This concludes the end of side 1.
A big bamboo.
Ways that you can support the show, please and thank you. Go out, tell a friend about the podcast. Or don't tell them and just subscribe them to it on their phone if they leave their phone unlocked. Either is fine.
Do that.
Find us on our website at partscounterguru.com, which has got all of our social media links. And you can also find us over on YouTube at youtube.com/partscountergurus. Subscribe and then click the show specials tab on our website, which is going to not cost you any more for said products that you would get off of places like Amazon or any of our brand partners. We got some cool stuff out there like EcoFlow that I mentioned earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of great, Max tie downs, all the good stuff. I'm not going to call them all out here. Just check the website out. If you're going to buy anything, use our site, please. Like I said, it won't cost you any more. And thanks in advance. What did I forget, Jay?
I don't think you forgot anything there, man. That's very nice. Very well done. You're always good at the delivery of those. You were talking about
so much.
You were talking about EcoFlow. And if I'm EcoFlow,
Yeah.
I'm not on your marketing team, EcoFlow, but I'd be reaching out to Pearl Jam. Seems like to me there's got to be there's got to be a song there somewhere for you guys. EcoFlow. Yeah, whatever. I won't try to attempt that, but anyway. Yeah. No, good job. Good day. Good convo today, man. There's never a week go by that there isn't something interesting in the world of wheels and tires.
Thank God we don't cover like basket weaving or something where there's not a lot of news every week.
Oh man, there's so much noise in this world, man, right now. It's unbelievable. So anyway, yeah, take us out, man.
All right. So speaking of the middle,
ooh.
In the words of John D. Rockefeller,
ooh.
Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. I hope you were listening, Jaguar. I hope you were listening. For my pal Jay over there, I'm Keith. Thank you guys for making us a part of your lives. We will see you on the next one.
I need car.